Hey guys, it's Erica and let me show you my haul from Oahu, Hawaii. So some of these are my little sisters, but let's take a closer look at them. So the first one, this gigantic one, is the Sansevieria masoniana, or the whalefin Sansevieria. Look how big this plant is, and it literally took up half of my large roll-on carry-on luggage. We got this at the Aloha Stadium swap meet. There's just vendors set up that sell anything you can think of, but there's a lot of souvenirs and stuff like that, but we checked out some plant stalls and got this huge one for $10. That's a great deal because one large leaf like this can cost $30 alone here. So the vendor told us to do this. Take out all the soil from the pot. This was in I think a 2-gallon pot. It was pretty big. And make sure it's clean. Put it in your carry-on luggage and put it in the x-ray machine. So it worked out for us, but if you do decide to travel to Hawaii and bring plants home, please make sure you check with your vendor and check the rules and regulations, because I don't want anything to happen to your plants. And yeah, make sure you check to make sure your plants get through. And if you're not sure about the rules, maybe not buy it, because I don't want to get them, your plants confiscated at the TSA. But anyways, so that's that one. Really happy about this one. I think we're probably gonna split it up. And then from the same vendor, I wrapped these in newspaper and removed all the soil, like the guy said. So this has a few names, but I think it's a Euphorbia lactea, and some people call it the dragon bone cactus, or the white ghost, I think are some common names. But this one isn't rooted, but I think it should not have any troubles rooting. So yeah, I've never seen this in person, so I am super excited to grow this. And the edges are very spiky, so be careful with that one. So also from the same vendor, these were all potted, but I had to remove them. So this one is some sort of Huernia or Stapelia, I'm not sure. So if you guys know, please comment. But I think it'll be hard to tell until it flowers, because a lot of these look very similar. And then this cactus kind of fell apart. So let me take the pieces out. There were a lot of individual pieces, but for example, these stayed together. And these holes at the top, I believe, is where the little orange flowers bloomed and fell off. So it looks like the blooms are directly in the cactus. The tip, usually there's a tiny stem. So maybe that will help people identify this, but the little orange flowers. So let me take out all the pieces. Again, they were all rooted, but some of the pieces kind of fell off. Okay, so that was in a tiny pot together. And then this remaining parts are from the KCC farmers market. So again, not sure what this plant is, don't have a name, but the vendor said this had little yellow flowers. I asked this vendor about how to carry it home, and she did not have any idea. So I removed the soil, just based on the advice from the other vendor. So these are all in a tiny pot. I guess most of them were kind of like individual stems, but a lot of these were connected, and they kind of broke apart because, you know, they were in the luggage, bumping around, and yeah, I had to unpot them too. But here's a closer look. So there's some different coloration, pointy, I don't know what these are called. They're not spines, but yeah, so it's very unique looking, so I wanted to get that too. Okay, next, orchids. I went to an orchid vendor. I don't have the name with me, but I guess I'll check in a bit and have it added in the description. So this is, so I wrapped it in newspaper, as you can see. I put a cup to try to protect the flower spike. So it did bend a little. You know what? It grew because it was a lot shorter before. And there's another flower spike here. This looks damaged, which is unfortunate. Oh, this one is Dendrobium Penang Little Magic, and I also put the chopstick in to like kind of hold the cup. But look at how pretty these little flowers are. They have the little antlers. The vendor said this was really good at flowering, and it looks like that's the case since there's 3 spikes, and there's, look at this nubbin right here, so maybe even 4 spikes on this tiny little orchid. This was $6, so awesome deal. And from the same vendor, I got this Wrinkle Stylus Gigantea Orange by Self, or cross with Self. And look at how big this plant is. And this plant, you guys, guess how much? Only $20. So I thought that was insanely cheap. There are some missing buds. I think maybe I've knocked off a couple too in during transport, but I think there were already a couple knocked off before I purchased it. But look at the buds, made it intact. Yeah, this took up like my whole backpack. I just wrapped the whole thing in newspaper, and so this is pretty wide. It's about like a foot wide, and then like maybe a little over a foot tall, so that took up quite a lot of room. But look at how mature the buds are. They had a couple different colors, but I picked the orange one because I thought it'd be a nice color. But look at how large this plant is. I can't get over how cheap this plant is for $20. And there's some variegation leaves or striping. Pretty cool. So last but not least, this is one of the pre-packaged ones. This one was purchased at the airport. So it says it's a Bryophyllum pinnatum. So it looks like it's one of those mother of thousands kind of plants. So there's 2 leaf cuttings, and there's little babies forming on some of the leaves, and there's instructions. So these ones have, you know, Hawaiian Department of Agriculture certification on the back, so you can definitely bring these home. I wanted to get a plumeria cutting, but I've killed a couple of those in the past, so I decided not to get them. So that's it. I'm really excited about these plants, and thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and happy growing. Bye-bye.